First, let's hear from Gene, Tom, Austin, Corey, the rest of the Warchant crew on what they think will happen on Saturday night down in Miami Gardens.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Rivalry week, so I know y'all are excited for these picks, but I've got Florida State beat Miami. I think it's going to be a little closer game than some people are thinking. I've got FSU winning 30-23, and I think that's really just more a positive on Miami's side. I'm expecting the Hurricanes to have to play their best game of the season. I just feel like Miami's going to play over their heads in this game. It's by far the most important game on the schedule for them. I think Florida State's going to get out there with a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter and hold on. But I expect a close game. I've got FSU beat Miami 30-23.
How does everybody out there feel about burgers? Do you like them? Hamburgers, cheeseburgers, bison burgers. How about a 40 burger? Would you like that? Because that's what I'm calling for this week. A 40 burger. Florida State's going to drop more than 40 points on their rivals at Doak South, Seminole, Hard Rock, Land, Shark, Pro Player, whatever you want to call it. The Noles offense is going to be ready to go. Miami's defensive front is good. They're lacking in other places, and I think FSU's got something in store for the Canes. They've got to be better in situations, though. So, independent of Tyler Van Dyke or Jake Garcia, I think the FSU offense sets the pace. If Van Dyke plays, the Noles may need some more points just to pull away. But here it is, your final score, not knowing who Miami's quarterback is going to be. Florida State 42, Miami 20. Enjoy your time this week, and let's get together on Warchant TV on Saturday night for Zaxby's Warchant Game Day.
The only Warchant member you really care about has arrived. Look, I think it's going to be around what the spread is, 7.5, 8 points for most of the game. I think there'll be a little bit of back and forth, but I think our man Fitzy is going to put it away with a couple of field goals in the fourth quarter. I'm looking at Florida State 30, Miami 17. It obviously matters who plays quarterback for Miami, but Van Dyke, even with him back there, has not been great. That offense has not been great. I think Florida State's defense is good enough. And look, man, I think Florida State's offense is playing as if it's one of the best in the country. That should portend to 30-ish points. And if you get to 30 points on this Miami team, you should win and win by multiple scores. And that's what I think is going to happen. Noles could be bowl eligible. That'd be 2 in a row over the Canes. Everybody be loving Mike Norvell and loving life. So anyway, that's my pick. Florida State 30, Miami 17. Peace.
Full disclosure, I don't have the best feeling about Saturday's game against Miami. Look, I get it. On paper, Florida State's a much better team. Miami's been garbage, especially last week at Virginia. That was a humdinger. But let me be honest with you on some things. Miami's going to give their best game of the season. That scares me. They're going to do it. It's Florida State. They get up for one game. Florida State's going down there with major shaky kicking issues. I'm not confident in Ryan Fitzgerald. Red zone offense has been problematic. I'm going to assume Tyler Van Dyke's going to play in this game. Assuming he's going to play, I think Florida State can squeak out the win. I think it may not be as pretty as a lot of FSU fans are expecting. I'm going to go 23-20, Florida State in this one. And hopefully I'm dead wrong. Give it to me in the post-game show. If Florida State beats them by 2-3 scores, let's hope so. But I think Florida State will eke out the win.
All right, gentlemen. I think I know where you guys are going to go, but one final chance to explain yourselves. Give us some good sound reasoning. I'll start with you, Ira. Miami, 4-4 on the season. Florida State 5-3. Not one of these epic sort of classic games that we've grown up and loved covering over the years, but probably a really important game for the trajectory of Mike Norvell in this season. What do you think happens Saturday night between Florida State and Miami? How do you see it shaking out?
I think if you're not a in-tune college football fan, if you're just a casual football fan and you haven't been paying attention to Miami week to week, you'd say, well, if they're 4-4 and 2-2 in the conference, why is FSU favored by 7, 8, or 9 points? Why are these guys so confident? Well, the 4 wins are against Southern Miss, Bethune-Cookman, Virginia, and Virginia Tech. And Virginia Tech are probably the 2 worst teams in the Coastal. They're in the competition for the 2 worst teams in the conference. So there's Miami just hasn't done anything yet. Now, if they win this game, it would be a huge win for them, obviously. And I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's not. You couldn't predict that based on anything we've seen this season. They got blown out at home by Middle Tennessee, by Duke. It's just, there's not a lot to point to other than the U on their helmet. Coach Henshaw in the Henshaw's house said, if you didn't see the U on their helmet, you wouldn't even think this would be a game. So I like Florida State to win pretty comfortably. I'm not going to be outlandish with the score because I kind of feel like Florida State will play a little bit conservatively. I just don't think they're going to want to do anything that gives Miami a chance for a cheap score. So I'm going to say 27-13. I think Miami maybe gets a couple field goals. Maybe they get a long return. The one area we didn't really talk about, their special teams. They've had some plays in the return game, and Florida State's given up at least a long kickoff return. So maybe they make a play there, but I'm going to say 27-13 Florida State.
All right. Jeff, I feel like I went into this thinking about a tight back and forth contest. I feel like you're about to give me a good shot in the arm that to dream a big dream Saturday night. What do you see unfolding in Miami Gardens at Hard Rock Stadium?
If Florida State scores fewer than 30 points, as Ira is predicting here, it is a travesty. I am telling you,
their defense isn't terrible.
No reason whatsoever that Florida State doesn't light this defense up. I'm telling you, that's where Florida State's at these days, Ira. You're always trying to convince me of that on Seminole Headlines, you and Corey. I believe in you guys. I'm gonna buy in right here. I'm gonna tell you right now, Florida State 41, Miami 17.
Woo.
That could happen, man.
It's a beating in the wings, guys.
I mean, I think Mike Norvell really is going to try to seize this opportunity to really make a statement, and that would be a heck of a statement, man. But I hang out with Ira more than you, so I'm gonna kind of shade a little closer to Ira's side. I think Miami's going to cover. I think it's going to be 27-20. Maybe it'll be like maybe it'll be 27-13. They kind of late touchdown a la Georgia Tech. I don't know, man. We've seen this game too many times to really think that it's going to be a 2-3 score sort of margin. So I think regardless, we'll feel good about Florida State, even if they don't hit that 30-point mark. Jeff, I'll take 20. I think everybody watching this will take 27-20. They'll obviously take 41-14 or whatever you had, though.
41-17.
The one thing I'd say, look, I'm inclined to agree with Jeff. But one thing caveat I would say, and one reason I don't think the score gets too out of hand is because unlike Mike Norvell, who 2 years ago went down there to Miami and said, I'm going to try to win this game, even if it means playing Jordan Travis at 6 positions and throwing the ball backwards and all the things he did out of desperation to try to win that game, which led to them getting blown the hell out. I don't think Mario's going to do that. I think Mario's going to do everything he can to keep the score as close as possible. So
that's a fair point, Ira. It's a really good point, too, by the way. I think they might try to shorten the game if they feel like they're outmatched because he doesn't want to get humiliated. I'm with you on that. And then all that takes is a couple of empty possessions from Florida State. And the next thing you know, we're in the fourth quarter. It's a 14-point game. We all know that it's not close, but the score, okay, I can see that. I'll give you that. Other than that, if Mario tries to win this game and keeps chucking it, buddy, it's going to get ugly.
I agree with you.
Okay. That'd be awesome to be up 2 scores on Miami in the fourth quarter. It's been a while.
Well, get ready. It's going to happen, Aslan.
All right. I love it. You can hear more from Jeff Cameron 1 to 3 o'clock right here on Warchant TV. It's totally free, or if you're puttering around in the car around Tallahassee, 93.3 FM, 1 to 3 o'clock. Check out Jeff. Check out everything we got over on our YouTube page. Again, hit the thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. We'll have the matchup analysis from Austin Cox breaking this game down even further. So you can't miss out on it. And then we'll be down in Miami Gardens. Myself, Ira, Corey, bringing you everything, the blow-by-blow. And then pregame show Saturday night, 6:30, Jeff and Tom. Watch along, 7:30, Jeff, Tom, Dom. Then the postgame show, Gene and Tom. What do you want, folks? What else do you want from us? We're out here grinding for you. We'll be back with another edition of this next week. But in the meantime, enjoy Miami Hate Week. Thanks for watching, everybody. For Ira and Jeff, I'm Aslan. Have a great one. Go Noles.